Hi everyone, and welcome to my no Game Pass small suburban home. I actually can't even remember the last time I did a no Game Pass build, so it was finally time to do one. I really only made this build so I'd get back motivation to work on the bigger projects that are coming very soon. But no matter how simple and quick to do this build was, I really do like how it turned out. I tried to use as many realistic materials as possible and play with lighting to be somewhat satisfied. Whenever I do these kind of homes, I realize how little options we have in the game for decor. And honestly, that alone makes it so much harder to do these kind of builds. The aesthetic I was going for was something more on the farmhousey side. Lots of wall paneling, different types of wood, and obviously, the very common modern farmhouse color scheme. The bathroom is quite simple, but I tried to bring in some spice by mixing different brick tiles on the walls and floors. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. With kitchens, I wanted to play with color and materials, so for countertops, I mixed wood and marble, while the cabinetry itself is navy blue and of course, white. At first I was quite skeptical of that island color, but it really grew on me and now I like it. Can I also just say something? It was literally so hard to not use any structural items, like oh my god. Let me tell you, I was struggling. But hey, it's done now. As you've probably seen by now, the house has two bedrooms. One for the parents, and the other for the kid. I wanted to make the kids' bedroom gender neutral, so that's what I tried doing. The thing I was extremely happy about is how many funky furniture items we have. It's so fun making children's bedrooms using it. And the last room in the house is the master bedroom. It has a small closet where you can store your clothes, which, you know, always comes in handy. And the bedroom itself is quite similar to the rest of the house. I wanted to make sure it doesn't stand out and goes well with the other spaces. And lastly, we have the back patio area which is connected to the kitchen and the master. I saw this white outdoor couch on Pinterest and I just really wanted to use it in this build. But overall, that's it. Before I go though, I should mention that all of the decals are from my inventory which is linked in the description. Note that you have to follow me to access it. Keep watching for floor plans, credits, and speed build. Hope to see y'all in the voiceover. As always, I'd like to give credits to people whose hacks I used in the speed build. Since I wasn't able to build with any game passes, I could only use these two tricks to make the build more detailed. The layer floors are from a great friend of mine, Nokitoni on Instagram or Nocturnal R on Twitter, and the roof trimming method came from GabbsOfficial. Both of them will be linked in the description. I really hope you find the time to check them out. Well, hey everyone, and welcome to a new speed build. I always say that it feels weird to say welcome to a new build because, you know, on this channel, I don't really post as often as I'd like to. We've known that for ages now. And I guess, I don't know what comes in the way of that. Is it my procrastination? Possibly. Is it school? Possibly. I think both of these mix a lot and then it just never works out and I don't really upload. And I think this past month I was kind of like in a seasonal depression. I didn't really want to do much, so I was like, okay, let me get through this without having to force myself to post. And you know what? I sat down on a Wednesday evening, pretty sure. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to change that. So I decided that I want to do a no Game Pass build to motivate myself to get back into building and to, you know, work on other projects that are much bigger than this one. So they'll be coming later in February. I'm hoping I'll be able to get those builds out in February. I'm currently recording this on the 29th, and I think this video is going to come out on the 29th as well. So that's good, right? But I don't know when the big builds are going to come out. I don't think you guys even know what they are, which is, I think I'm going to keep it this way until, like, the week they're supposed to come out. So it's just, I love when you guys get surprised, and I want to keep that surprise factor, so I'm just not going to say anything, but I'm really excited about both of the builds. I think you guys are going to enjoy them as well. One is, they're both actually pretty big for what they are, so they're not, I think they might be one of the biggest builds on my channel yet. Both. Like, I'm not even kidding. On one, I've been working on since late October, and now it's literally the end of January. And the other, I started on my Christmas break, and I've been working on it ever since. Luckily, the interior, I've already started working on the interior, and the exterior is already done. So far, with the exterior being done, it's around 4 million. So, well, with the exterior and some of the interior, it's already 4 million. So I have a feeling that it might be around 4.5 or even 5 million. So yeah, if we were to look at other builds on my channel, we would find out that that build is the most expensive one yet. So yeah, but why am I even talking about builds that are coming up? If anything, we should be talking about this build because, the voiceover is mainly meant for me to explain what I was doing with this build and what my thinking process behind building this was. So it's not that big of a house, only 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, but what I do like about it is how spacious it turned out to be. Like all the living spaces, they're quite big, and I think it's like a really good family home, especially if you don't have any game passes. But let me tell you, I struggled so much to make this, like, I'm not even gonna lie. It was so hard with all the plants and everything. I couldn't make any custom furniture, which was literally so painful, because we love custom furniture on this channel. Well, I do, so you do too. Anyways, but like, it was so hard. And one thing, like I've mentioned in the tour, like one thing that I realized is how much stuff we're missing. Like, we don't have anything, almost anything, compared to The Sims. Like, it's so rough out here in Bloxburg. I don't know. Okay, I'm saying that it's hard, but I kind of do see myself making a no Game Pass build again. It's definitely not my last time, because as much as I found it difficult, I actually did still enjoy it, and quite a lot to be fair. And it, like, my plan did kind of work. I do feel motivated to, continue working on those other big builds, because with big builds, it's so hard not to lose motivation. And with smaller ones, it's really easy to, gain it back, because, well, okay, I genuinely only took, I don't know, I want to say 3 or 4 hours in total to do this build, which is not much at all. I feel like other builders probably would have taken less with, how many bedrooms there were, but I always like to think, and I want to perfect this. And I don't feel like it's perfect, but, there's so little I can do to change anything. Like, there's literally not much that I can do to like it, because it's a no Game Pass. And, like, I was missing pillows, custom pillows, because custom pillows definitely add a lot to the spaces. And, while doing this, I realized how important the advanced placement Game Pass is, and like what things are really important when you do, like, actually, like, normal builds, because, like, you kind of notice what's missing and what's not. I hope I'm explaining it here, because sometimes I don't do that, and it's not even sometimes, it's actually very often that I don't explain things properly. And I'm known for that, but it's okay, it happens. We're not all good on, we're all good at different things. So, yeah. And while building, I wasn't really, like, sure what kind of season I wanted to do this build in. Like, I was thinking maybe winter, but then I was like, maybe summer. So I ended up just going with a summer look. But, at first you can clearly see now that I'm building in winter time. And honestly, it's really hard to do winter builds with no game passes, because like, how are you gonna make snowy bushes? You know, how are you gonna do that? Well, you can't, obviously, because you don't have the advanced placement game pass. And yeah, but it's okay, you know, it happened. So I was like, let me just do a summer build. And I was actually pretty surprised to see how close we can put bushes next to each other. It was tough, but I feel like I made it work. And one thing that I probably wish I would have changed is I feel like I put the house a bit too far from the road. Maybe should have done it closer. And if you have a car, you can easily add a driveway to this build. Really, it's not that hard to do that. So yeah, I didn't even use up the small plot space, which is the smaller plot space. I don't know the exact dimensions of the plot, but you can like kind of count it yourselves. I try to make everything as clear as possible to just follow and to know the length and width of everything. But honestly, now that I'm looking at the build, I really can't decide what kind of a vibe I went for. Because, well, you know, you can look at it in many different ways. Um, I was kind of going for like a more East Coast bungalow approach, and you can kind of see it on the interior as well. But I showed it to a couple of my friends, and they said that it's southern looking, which I also see. So I guess it kind of, but like you can decide wherever it's located. It's just the interior. The interior is also kind of farmhousey, but at the same time, you can, you know, think it's coastal. Because of the colors, you know, I used coastal colors, but then I also used farmhousey colors as well. And I would have used a lot more farmhousey elements, but you know, they kind of, in order to do them, you need game passes, and obviously I didn't have that luxury with this build. And you know what? It's okay to give yourself some like it's a good thing. It's good to give yourself some challenges sometimes, you know. And yeah, the layout itself, pretty happy with it. Like I've said, I guess it's a bit smallish, but I didn't want to do like a huge house. And you know, I might make a bigger house in the future. So if you do have like, I don't know, like exact bedroom and bathroom counts that you'd like me to have in builds, let me know in the comments. And who knows, maybe the next build will have the amount of bedrooms and bathrooms that you want the house to have. So just, yeah, if you have any suggestions, like ever, make sure to leave them down below in the comments, because I see your comments. I just don't always respond to them or like them, because they get lost, or I just forget to. But I definitely, like, I get notifications on YouTube from YouTube Studio on my phone, whenever you guys comment. So, you know, if you're really gonna have a good suggestion, I'm just gonna screenshot it and save it. So yeah, who knows? Maybe sometime your suggestion will make it to a build, or I'll make a build around your suggestion. So you know. But yeah, because I've seen like a lot of you asking me to make like a no Game Pass build or something not as expensive, and well, you know, here we are. It's not expensive and it doesn't have any Game Passes. To be fair, I was really surprised at how cheap this build came out to be. Only 130k, you know. Okay, maybe for a 2-bedroom house that's a bit expensive, but I did use a lot of expensive and nice furniture, so it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be on the nicer type when you look at 2-bedroom houses. I don't know. I would roleplay in this. I would definitely. I was just kind of trying to make this build roleplayable. I guess the one thing that the build doesn't have is like a laundry unit, so I'd recommend it. I'd recommend to add it, like, I don't know, in the back or something, because that's, you know, when you don't have any space in the back, that's where that's where people usually put their laundry stuff. Because I was thinking about fitting it in the bathroom, but to be honest, there wasn't really much space left. So I was like, okay, you know, like, it's fine. The house will be fine without a laundry machine. And now I'm not sure. Wait, a washing machine, not a laundry machine. Okay, you know, I may sound a bit stupid, but I am a tiny bit tired. I guess because yesterday was a busy day and I didn't really get to rest like I planned to. Um, I honestly really hate when I make plans for like an entire day, right? And then someone comes in and tells me that I'm gonna have to spend my day differently because, there were things that came up. So that happened to me today, and I was a bit upset because, well, I was planning to spend my day differently, and I had to go out, which I was planning to stay at home and just rest. But it's fine. I'm back home now. I got back home quite a while ago, but I spent my entire evening editing the speedbuild of this because, well, okay, so I'm posting this on the 29th, and originally I was planning to have this out on the 28th, but I don't know how I thought that I'd be able to make it because I really don't like making it a huge deal. But yesterday it was my birthday and I was just spending time with friends at school and then at home with family. And yeah, when I got done with everything, it was already kind of late. And I thought I wasn't gonna make it, so I just decided I was gonna post today. And well, here I am recording this voiceover right before I'm supposed to post this. So I'm hoping that I'll make it. I mean, you guys will know by now. But yeah, so I mean, my birthday actually, if I know that probably a lot of you are interested to hear how it went because whenever you're talking about it, people usually are interested to hear the thing you're talking about. So yeah. What's going on with me today? But anyways, being 17 is making me feel quirky. That sounds so cringy. Let's ignore I said that. I'm not gonna cut it out because you know what? I'm just not going to do it. But I did turn 17 yesterday, so it's weird. It's weird. It's weird that I'm gonna be an adult in just a year from now. And I probably shouldn't even be thinking about it, but for those of you wondering how it feels, it doesn't feel any different. It doesn't feel any different, but it's just the fact that you're going to be an adult next year is what keeps you going. So that's how it feels. Um, anyways, back to what I was saying. My birthday went actually pretty well. I don't know. I got a lot of attention yesterday, which was so weird because I'm not really used to that. Not in person, at least. Because that is just so weird. Oh my god. I can't even... Okay. I think the first thing that was really weird that happened, my whole class sang to me at school yesterday. I may or may not have wanted to pass away in that moment because it was really weird and I don't know, it was very weird. I don't like that kind of attention. But on the other hand, it was very sweet of my friends to have organized such an interesting thing. So honestly, I really love them a lot for that, but it was an extremely weird thing that happened, and I'm probably not gonna forget it for a while. Just, oh my god. And I think someone recorded that whole thing, and I was so confused the entire time because I was just on my phone. Um, I think I was supposed to learn, I was preparing for my English test that I was taking that day. And it's just I see everyone standing up and looking at me, and I'm like, what did I do? And everyone just starts singing. I'm like, right. Anyways, so that happened, and yeah, apparently one of my classmates recorded me just sitting there awkwardly and listening to everyone sing me happy birthday. It was interesting. It was interesting, but then after school I went out with friends, we talked, we had fun. I think we left at like 7 p.m. and I got back home. I had dinner with my family, and then I spent the rest of the day mainly editing this video, and then lastly, I ended off the day with just having a game night with some of my online friends. So it was a really good day. And I guess I want to thank you all for all the birthday wishes, both on Twitter and YouTube, because I saw them all, and you guys were all really sweet. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yesterday was awesome, and today I just kind of wanted to rest and get a break from the attention that I got yesterday, but then I had to go out, so I kind of did get a break, but, it wasn't the one I planned to have, and, this video would have been done earlier if I hadn't gone out, but it is what it is. I feel like once this video will be done, I'm just gonna build and chill for the rest of the day, because I love doing that. Honestly, building and just listening to music as loud as I can is honestly one of the best feelings ever. I love listening to music so much. Or, I don't know now. I'm thinking, and I can't choose between, which moment is better. Because also listening to music in the car when it's really dark outside, and, you have the night lighting in the car, it's such a good, those moments are so nice, and I had them today actually. Like we were driving back home, and it was really dark, and it's just I was listening to music, and I was having my moment for like 30 minutes. Loved it so much. So, but I don't know. I like doing both a lot, and honestly, I cannot wait to turn 18 next year. That way I can finally drive, and, you know, it's just everyone says that when they're having a tough time or something, or they can't sleep, they go on a late night car drive, and I cannot wait to do that myself. 'Cause this just sounds so fun. It literally sounds so awesome and so fun, so I can't wait to do it myself. But I think it's enough about my birthday. Honestly, it passed. It's okay. I'm 17 now. Nothing really changed, to be fair. So yeah. Obviously, they have a good time though, but I also kind of feel bad for having to delay the video because that was not my original plan. But I was happy to see that most of you were really understanding, and I really appreciate you guys for that. Yeah, and it also sucks that you guys had to get used to me constantly delaying videos, because that just happens way too often nowadays, doesn't it? Well, no, nowadays I just don't upload at all, but I promised myself to get back into YouTube because I want to, and I miss uploading here. And fall was a really good month, was a really good season for me, and I'm hoping that the rest of winter will be just as nice. But getting back to the build, we can clearly see that, like I was saying, I really didn't know what I was going with. Well, I did know, but I kind of didn't know how to do it with no game passes. The plants, I don't like the Bloxburg plants at all. There's only like one or two that I somewhat like. I don't love them, but I like them enough to use them. And I already used a lot of those plants, both outside and inside, so I had to use the ones I didn't like as well. And it was weird. It was weird, but I was like, whatever, whatever. I'm glad that decals somehow saved the day, because I feel like if it wasn't for decals, this house wouldn't look so nice. I mean, it can already be better just because it doesn't have any game passes, but it doesn't look horrible in my eyes. And yeah, the color scheme it's very farmhousey looking, but at the same time, you can think that it's a coastal house. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the way you look at it. So actually, I guess I'm kind of interested to see what you guys think about it. So if you do, like, I mean, what do you think? Does it look more like a coastal build or a farmhousey Texas vibe? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Like, I'm actually really interested to hear, because I cannot decide myself. I can see it both ways. And yeah, this color scheme in the living room is gonna change because I did it, and when I did it, I tried convincing myself that I like it. So I moved on to other rooms, but then I realized that I don't like it, and the next day, I think I built this in 2 days. So technically, I spent like 3 hours a day working on this house. Two or three, something around that time. So it's not that much compared to other builds. But yeah, it took me 2 days. So I think I did the living room, the kitchen, and the dining, and then I just got off and I continued the next day. But yeah, this is gonna change. I think I'm gonna change it right after I do the dining room. So prepare for that. Prepare to see that. And yeah, like always, I didn't change decals on camera. Instead, I always do it off camera, and I let you guys just put them in yourselves. The decals that I do use, I think that they're pretty easy to find in my inventory. And you don't really have to use my decals if you don't want to, it's completely up to you, and you can always customize that part of the house. I feel like a lot of you probably do that anyways, how you personalize it to, fit your own aesthetic a bit more, which I really like seeing. Like, I really like to see how people modify my builds, and make them like their own, it's like, I don't know, it feels like a lived-in house. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I love to see builds being lived in and stuff, and especially like role-played in. When people roleplay my builds and or especially make videos, that's just so cool. And that's why I kind of want to become an architect in the future, or an interior designer, to just have people live in my creations and enjoy them and like them. It's so weird, but it's so cool. I feel like it's more cool than weird. And yeah. But anyways, in the speed build, I'm moving on to the kitchen, which with the kitchen, I didn't really have any issues with the layout. I don't know, just kind of went with the flow, and I quickly came up with this layout, and I do like it. I was happy that I, was able to fit a whole island, because you're not always able to do that in these kind of builds. And I like the color scheme of the kitchen itself. I haven't put in the blue yet, but it will be there. I thought it was a good idea to add some spice by coloring the island blue, and you know what? It kind of did work out. It not even kind of did work out. And for the countertops, I wanted to do something different instead of using marble like I always do. I decided to use like a wood texture because that's kind of a thing. Like people sometimes do that where they just get a material that sort of looks like wood. Like I think it's most of the time it is wood, but but it comes with this protective layer, so like when you're cooking, the countertops don't get damaged, which is really cool. So yeah, I kind of wanted to do something like this in this build, and I feel like it kind of matches the vibe because it's not like, this build doesn't really give off rich vibes, does it? It's more like middle class. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just kind of get that kind of vibes from this house, and I like that. And I feel like I want to do more just middle class type of houses. I mean, because like usually my builds are really big. They're like more on the I don't know. They're like in between mansions and houses. It's like the in between the very big 6-bedroom houses that are houses but not mansions yet. Not bedrooms yet. What am I saying? You see, like my brain is not working today at all, but I'm still gonna put this video out. I'm determined, and I'll do anything in my power to post it tonight, on Saturday. And yeah, and I really hope you guys like this video, because I don't know, it's a no Game Pass build. I haven't done one in like literally a year, which is so funny and so crazy. Because, I don't know, I guess I just didn't know how to build. I think the last time I did like a no Game Pass build, it was a tragedy. I did not like the layout, and I think I remember that build. I think right now it does have like around 15,000 views, but the layout was so confusing that I couldn't even add a dining room. Like there was no space for a dining room. Like how can you build like that? Oh my god. I just look at my builds from a year ago and I'm like, how was I building like this? Like why? I feel like I constantly improve a lot, and like the more you do, the more you find out about, interior design and architecture and what to do and what not to do, because it's just experience. That's what experience basically does to you, is what not to do next time. Or what to do next time when you experiment or something. So yeah, I feel like I've kind of tried experimenting a lot this past year, and yeah, now I am where I am. And I'm happy with my build style. I'm happy with design abilities, and now instead of trying to copy references or stuff, because I used to kind of do that a lot, which I think it did help me, to learn a lot of things. Now, instead of just looking at a single reference picture, I combine a lot of different ones, and really mainly now I try to look for furniture instead of, because I never design my own furniture. I don't think designing your own furniture is extremely hard, and I feel like it's a whole profession. It's definitely not what I'm going for. Like, instead of designing furniture, I definitely want to, design an entire space. And yeah, before I used to just kind of not straight up copy references, but I did just recreate them in a way. But nowadays, all I do is I make a whole Pinterest board in each room of mine. In every build, I try combining a bunch of photos and just like picking things that I like from different spaces and trying to put them all together and try seeing what goes well with each other, if that makes any sense. So yeah, technically, like the entire modern farmhouse, like each room has its own inspiration. Like I have at least 8 or 9 pictures that I looked at while creating the spaces for the modern farmhouse, and for the mountain suburban as well, and for the Dutch colonial, and now the Christmas colonial too. With this build, I guess didn't have that much freedom to do things, so I was really limited, so I didn't really need that much inspiration. So I only just saved I only just saved like stuff for color schemes and stuff, and just tried using furniture that I thought would go well together. And yeah, so I guess that's how my design process evolved. It really is a bit more time consuming now, but I do think that the outcome is much better than what it used to be, which also makes me extremely happy. I guess that's why I'm not so motivated anymore, but I guess you just need to do different things from time to time, and maybe I'm not as motivated because of how big the builds are. Like I said, I haven't done big builds like that in ages. Like Paris was a big build that I did, but if I were to look back, I haven't done that many big builds since February. To be fair, there weren't any mansions necessarily, because like last year around this time I made the Hamptons mansion, Paris, Dern. Well, Dern was more in fall, but you know what I mean. Dern, that was like the free plot city, for those of you who are confused and don't know the name. But then yeah, we had the Paris collab with Float, which both of us we worked so hard on that build, and honestly it's still one of my favorite builds I've ever worked on with anyone. And I really liked the stuff I did do in the city. And then yeah, the Hamptons mansion, and then also the Mountain Suburban, which it is still my most viewed video or speed build ever. And it's just the fact that almost 500,000 people have watched that video. It's so crazy to me. And I also noticed that my TikTok blew up the other day. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, apparently you guys blew up my TikTok, which was just showcasing my 3 most recent speed builds, and it was, oh my god, it was like, oh, it was it was very weird to blow up on TikTok. It was very weird. And am I gonna make I want to make a new TikTok soon. Honestly, that whole attention on TikTok really motivated me to make a new one. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna do kind of like the same kind of, I don't know. I'll see what kind of a TikTok I do, but I just want to post now, I really do. But it was so weird because I think I was doing homework and I just see my phone blowing up and I'm like, what is going on? And then yeah, I just opened my phone to see that my video on TikTok got a lot of likes. I was like, ooh. So that was fun. Speaking of phones, this is so, I don't know if this is embarrassing or not embarrassing to admit, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. I've gotten into mobile games. Well, not really. Not just one, okay? I cannot stop playing it, and it's SimCity Build It. It's like a city building game. It's like City Skylines, but you do it on the phone, and it's it's free, first of all. That's very cool, right? Yeah, I downloaded it last week. And I've played it ever since. I've been playing it nonstop ever since. Well, yeah, that technically makes it, what, a week and a half? Do I like it? I love it. I actually love it. It's I literally log on every day to just expand my city and whatnot, and it's a fun game. It is a fun game. I think I'm almost level 30. So those who play, I don't know, it's not that a lot, but it is a pretty high level. But I don't know, what's I don't own the max level, so I can't tell you. I can't, but it's a really good game. It's like, right now I'm kind of like I swear to God I wasn't sponsored. I just really like the game. Like, I really do. Like, they're not forcing me to say this, I promise. I just really like the game. And you know what? After playing SimCity, I was like, maybe I should get City Skylines. Because my friend and I at school, we started talking about it, and I found out she played City Skylines. I was like, you do? She was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my god, wait. And then I just looked it up, whether you can get it on a Mac or not, and you can. And you know what? The one thing that I hate about having a Mac is the fact that I can't really download a lot of games from Steam. Because, well, the games don't support the Mac OS system, but apparently City Skylines does. So I feel like after this video, I may or may not just buy City Skylines because I feel like playing it. And no one can stop me. But it's just, I love city building games. Why do I love building games? What is this? Bloxburg Sims, City Skylines, SimCity, build it, whatever, you know? You gotta build a game, I'll like it. Okay, maybe not. Depends. Because, okay, hear me out. Minecraft, it's not my cup of tea. I like to play it for 2 or 3 days and I'll stop and I won't play it for 2 years. Because I'm just not that obsessed with it. I really am not. Like, I prefer building, I prefer playing Bloxburg and stuff, because I only really like Minecraft for the whole building aspect. The survival thing doesn't really attract me, to be fair. Because whenever I'm playing Minecraft, I'm always the builder, because I just simply don't like fighting the mobs or looking for stuff in the caves, because the caves just scare me. I literally get so scared at mobs, let's not even talk about it, it's embarrassing. But yeah, I don't know. And then I think there are other games, like, I remember the block game, I forgot what it is. I hate when you have to find the materials. I mean, with SimCity, it's kind of like that, but it really, I don't know. It's not that bad, you know? But then with other games, like the block games, the materials are so annoying to find. Like, what if I don't want to look for the materials? What if I just want to buy them, like in Bloxburg? Because in Bloxburg, technically. But, okay, I don't know. I guess I really love playing Bloxburg because, you know, I can make the money easily since I'm level 50. But I don't know how it is for some of you, you know, who aren't level 50. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I hate being restricted with money in Bloxburg, but I just never usually worry about it too much. Because what I do with money is I just watch a TV show while I'm working, and that's what makes it enjoyable for me. Because you know I get to catch up on my shows, I get to watch them, which is always really fun. And yeah, I think my most recent show that I finished is Manifest, which was such a good show. But it's so popular, but it's such a good show. Literally love it. So interesting, and it was so funny to see that my sister's hooked onto it right now as well. So we're both caught up. Well, like I finished it, and I just see her watching it, and I'm like, ooh. I don't know. It's so funny when you see your siblings watching the same thing as you are. Um, but yeah, I think Manifest got added into the Lithuanian Netflix not that long ago, and I think it's already one of the most popular shows, one of the most watched at the moment. So, you know, that's kind of interesting. Um, I usually don't hop on trends though. Like I've never watched You, but I've heard it's a good show. I've heard it is, but I've never watched it, so I don't know. I can't tell you, you know? But maybe I should. But there's a lot of things I should do. What am I saying? My mind is a mess today, and I think you can tell. And I don't know what's working. I don't know what's doing this to me. I really don't know. But it's just happening, you know? But it's okay, you know? It doesn't happen that often. I don't like to say it happens, but it really doesn't happen that often. And I'm just saying whatever is on my mind, which is funny, but also pretty stupid, but that's okay. Anyway, moving on. I just finished the master bedroom, which I didn't even say a single thing about, but I kind of tried explaining the main design choices in the tour. So, but I guess I'll talk about the bedroom, the kids' bedroom, because, okay, I have a hate and love relationship with this, but I was kind of over this build with this room, so I just put in a bunch of furniture and called it a day. So I'll admit to it, I was a bit lazy, but also I didn't have any game passes, okay? So, yeah, I mean, if you want to redo it, you can, because, okay, I did it, and I was like, okay, I like this enough to keep it, and so I did, but I feel like I could have done a better job, and having literally no beds in the game pissed me off. Honestly, made me so mad. So mad. Like, because no bed looked good, and then this one was the smallest one, so I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna use this one because, well, you want some space in the room, don't you? So I did, and okay, should I have used a better bed? Definitely. Is this bed just gonna do it too? It will. The one thing that I love about this room is the plushie shelf, where I just put a bunch of plushies on it. It's kinda cute, okay? I want that as a kid. So I like that part. Then the paintings are okay, I'm being really expressive today. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I am. And yeah, the decor it was, I don't know. Like I said, I have a love and a hate relationship with this room. I very much do. I guess I like the decorations. They're not horrible. You know, the desk area. It's kind of similar to my desk area in real life because I have a desk and then instead of instead of that closet, I have like an IKEA bookshelf, and I don't have that window. But yeah, that's kind of my desk area. So I was like, oh, you see that kind of. And I was thinking, like for 2022, I feel like I want to do kind of like a room, like recreating my real life room video. I don't know because my room it's very interesting. It's not even fully finished yet. Like you know how you buy photo frames from IKEA and they have those like just images. They have those images already put in. I Most of my frames I just kept those because I'm too lazy to go out and print some like moments that I want to frame. Is it sad? Yes, but is it also funny? Yes. And then I also have these two like quite big photo frames right up on my computer, and the pictures inside of them are just so funny. Don't even get me started. I remember being, I don't know, this happened probably a few years ago, but I needed to put something in them, and I told my dad, and my dad just grabbed a bunch of car catalogs, and he just cut out two pictures to frame them, and we did. And it's just two cars. It's a BMW and a Mini from a catalog, framed right above my computer. So I need to change that. I also need to change the photo frames. And I was actually thinking about redoing my room a lot of times, which is why I've held myself back from recreating my room because I don't know, just I maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should wait, I mean. But also maybe I shouldn't. So I don't know. I guess you guys are gonna have to comment, those that I still, are watching till the end. So if you didn't watch till the end, I guess that's how I'm gonna find out. Comment down below if you think I should do like a recreating my real life room in Bloxburg video. Because I try to make it as accurate as possible. My room is kind of like it has it has like a very interesting layout. Like it's not just four walls. Like I have some shape in it, So it's gonna be a bit tough to recreate it, but you know what? I could do it. I easily could. And yeah, that's really all. It's so weird because the voiceover's already done, and I'm almost done with the build, so I probably should say bye. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna say my goodbyes, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna post this. But why am I speaking so quickly? I'm sorry for today, guys. I really am. It feels like a Snapchat rant that I'd send to my friends, like this whole video. So you know what? Enjoy it. But yeah, honestly, thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this build. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you all in the next video, which is gonna be coming soon, hopefully. Don't want to make any promises because we know I don't really know how to keep them. But yeah. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.